Okay, I'd like to call our meeting to order at 4:34. May I have a roll call, please?
Criswell?
Here.
Rosendahl?
Here.
Graham?
Here.
Harris?
So used to-
Livia Wright?
Here.
Richard?
Here.
Okay, I'd like to welcome everyone. Please stand and join us in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, with that, we're on to public comment. Do we have anyone signed up for public comment?
Thank you, Dan.
Probably not.
No, we do not.
One of these days, it's gonna happen.
I know, it's never done. All right, so then we're on to item 2, approval of agenda. May I have a motion, please?
I move to amend the agenda to have item C, graduation invitations, moved as the first item of the discussion items.
Second. It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, a vote, please.
Criswell?
Aye.
Rosendahl?
Aye.
Graham?
Aye.
Harris?
Aye.
Livia Wright?
Aye.
Richard?
Aye.
Motion carries. And that should count for both, right, Brad? I don't have to do a second motion to approve because we approved it as an amended thing?
That's correct.
Perfect. All right, so then we're on to item 3, consent agenda. May I have a motion, please?
I move to approve the consent agenda.
Second?
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, a vote, please.
Criswell?
Aye.
Rosendahl?
Aye.
Graham?
Aye.
Harris?
Aye.
Livia Wright?
Aye.
Richard?
Aye.
Motion carries. We are on to item 4A.
Can I have a moment of personal privilege?
Yep.
While she's grabbing that, I just wanted to welcome Dan Snowberger as he has been affiliated with the BOCES before on the board. I wanted to take a moment to recognize that he has joined us on staff here as our Director of Education Operations, and we are delighted to have him with us. I wanted to make sure the board recognized that.
Thank you. And Stephanie is also on Zoom as well.
Is Stephanie on as
Yep.
well? We also have a, well, it was in your personnel list, but we also have a replacement, if you will, for our education assessment coordinator and data analyst. Just throw it, say that.
Can Stephanie give us a wave? There she is.
Yes. Should sign for us. There you go.
Nice to meet you, Stephanie. Thank you.
So now we are on to item 4A. May I have a motion, please?
4A, school application. I move that we authorize the BOCES to execute the contract with Williamsburg Learning to operate Leadership Academy of Colorado. It will be a multi-district online school in accordance with the application submitted.
I second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Ken, did you have anything you wanted to say?
Yeah, if you don't mind, I just wanted to go on record saying that I know we moved this forward from a prior agenda, and that's because there were some issues with the application, and I didn't want to ask the board to vote on an application that was not yet ready for approval, in our opinion. But we have gotten through those issues, and this application is absolutely solid and ready to go to the State Board of Education.
All right. Any questions?
So, when do you expect to submit the application?
We've already received it. This would be our approval. It will be on the State Board of Education's agenda on April the 13th.
Any further questions?
Times through the application, so I don't know if the state board has already seen it, but sometimes it's Williamsburg Leadership Academy of Colorado, sometimes it's Leadership, sometimes it's just Leadership Academy. Just a small, tiny note.
Right.
I just want to bring it out.
Good point. The State Board hasn't seen it yet, but it has gone to the CDE at this point. So it's officially on their agenda pending approval by the BOCES.
Any further questions? Then, can we have a vote, please?
Criswell,
Aye.
Rosendahl. Aye. Graham,
Aye.
Harris,
Aye.
Livia Wright,
Aye.
Richard.
Aye.
Motion carries. We're on to item 4B, new policy for employee education reimbursement. I believe this was a discussion at the last meeting. May I have a motion, please?
I move to approve the policy as presented.
Second?
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Ken,
Candy,
did you need to
yes?
say anything?
I just wanted to call out the change, since there is a change from the prior one. I did get some feedback from our first reading, and the feedback that I got was, is there any way we could prepay this if employees request that? So I did stroke the policy to say that the tuition reimbursement could be prepaid for courses or certifications if the employee requests, but they still have to complete the certification or get a C or better in the course, or the funds would be recovered. So that limits our risk, just throwing it down, a hole if they don't actually do it. But given the level of personnel we have here, I'm not too worried about risk there, so I'm delighted to make that change.
Thank you for doing that, Ken. I know that research tells us that people, particularly those who are paid less in the organization, are less likely to take advantage of something that's only a reimbursement. So thanks for adding that option for employees who request that.
Absolutely.
Okay, any further question or discussion? Okay, hearing and seeing none, can we have a vote, please?
Criswell,
Aye.
Rosendahl.
Aye.
Graham,
Aye.
Harris,
Aye.
Livia Wright,
Aye.
Richard.
Aye.
Motion carries. We're now on to our discussion items, and first up,
Before we leave action items,
yeah,
I'd like to revisit item A for just one moment, if I can, just to open a discussion so the board has time to consider it for next month. With our school applications, we do have a review process that involves both internal people as well as external people, and I'd like to make an addition there. Liz Richard, who is on our board, so it would be a conflict of interest discussion, but I'd like to give the board time to consider it. I'd like approval at the next board meeting to authorize her to participate in our application review process as a contractor, because she's got some expertise here and she's been doing it for other organizations over time. And we need some more help in school application reviews, given the volume that we're dealing with. So I just want to give the board a heads up that we're looking to expand our school application review process a little bit, and I'd really like to involve another reviewer. No vote, that's just a heads up for
heads up that
next
you're gonna be
month.
discussing
Yeah.
it with us next month, discussing the possibility. All right,
Committee.
no, because it's you paying, that's the issue.
Okay.
Yes, you could have a board committee and then she'd be included as a board member free of charge, but that's not what he's asking about, I don't think.
Right.
All right, so then we are on to item C, graduation invitations. And Suzanne, I think, was gonna start us off, and then we have some students here.
Sure, thank you. We have our high school leaders as well as some of their seniors here. They would like to present their final graduation details. So I am happy to introduce Nicole Tiley, our head of school for Pikes Peak Online School and Colorado Preparatory Academy.
Thank you, and I would like to introduce Tessa Powell from Pikes Peak Online School. Tessa, if you can take the microphone and tell the board about the graduation.
Hi, I'm Tessa. We would like for you to attend our graduation ceremony on May 27th at the Colorado Convention Center in downtown Denver. It is the graduation ceremony is from 2 to 3, we are looking forward to you attending our graduation ceremony. Following graduation, I am excited to try to go into the workforce of being a pharmacist technician.
Thank you so much, Tessa. And from Colorado Preparatory Academy, we have Marissa Parks. So Marissa, if you can go on video and tell the board about Colorado Preparatory as a graduation.
Perfect. Hello, everyone. It's a pleasure to be a part of this board meeting, something new I've never seen before. I'm a senior at Colorado Preparatory Academy, and we would love for you all to attend our graduation ceremony, which is also at the Colorado Convention Center on Friday, May 27th at 11 a.m. And I am super excited to further my education after high school at Grand Canyon University studying business administration. I hope to see you guys all there.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Next, I would like to introduce Darla Gardner, who is our head of school for Colorado Summit Connections Academy.
Hello, I'm so excited to be here with one of our star seniors, Hannah. And Hannah, if you could please turn on your camera and your microphone and tell us all about our graduation day.
I don't currently have my camera, because my computer is super causing me problems with the battery at the moment. But I would like to say hello to the board and everyone here. We would like to invite you guys for our graduation. Like I said, my name is Hannah Ingesa. I'm a senior at Colorado Summit Connections Academy. And then on the behalf of class of 2022, we'd like to formally invite you to attend our graduation ceremony. It'll be on June 3rd, 2022 at 11 a.m. at the Shears Stadium in Highlands Ranch, Colorado. I'm excited to let you guys know that kind of my plan for finishing out schools after I graduate. I'm working on my career within mortgage solutions, and then from there, as I keep getting myself going from there, I want to be a carpenter in the future. And so I got a couple interviews there, and everything's fallen in place so far.
That's awesome. It's nice to see that all of you have some significant plans already in motion. So that's a neat thing to see. As you're finishing up high school, you're still focusing on what you're going to do next, which is cool. Thank you.
And our last high school to present tonight will be us and Karen, I believe, is there. Karen.
Hi. I'm Karen McWhorter, the principal of Ascend College Prep. It's our first year, so this will be our very first graduating class. I brought with me two students, Ella Such and Colin McWhorter. They have both worked really hard this year as part of our class of 2022, 16 seniors. This year they have both, this year they have both earned more than 40 college credits in math, science, English, history, computer science, and cybersecurity. And I will let them tell you about their future plans.
Hi, I'm Ella Such, and we would like to invite you to our graduation on May 22nd at 1 p.m. and it's at Doolittle Hall on the Air Force Academy base. And my plans for the future are to go to Auburn University and study professional flight.
Hi everybody, I'm Colin McWhorter, and I just wanted to extend a thank you for approving our school. We were one of those schools a while back that were those applications coming through, and we just love the opportunity to be able to pursue our education at this school. It was tough, switching schools senior year, but I love every second of it, and I love that y'all were a part of it, and thank you.
And what are you going to do at your graduation?
I'm still waiting to hear from the Air Force Academy.
Awesome. Good luck.
We'll see.
And they're both working on their private pilot's licenses and both looking to either major or minor in computer science thanks to our robust computer science pathway at the school.
Very nice.
Great job.
We'd really love to have you. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Being a pilot, I say congratulations and good luck.
Ella has her check right on April 20th for her
I
private
do.
pilot's license.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Very nice.
Thank you.
And we did move you up in the agenda so you don't have to sit through the whole meeting if you didn't wish to.
Can I take a moment?
Yes.
Hannah, are you still on?
I am.
Hi, are you in the Colorado Springs area?
I am.
Okay, I'd like you to check out Kilroy's workshop. I know you said carpentry, but they do all kinds of metal smithing there.
Ooh.
So go check them out while you're in the area.
Yeah, I definitely will. I love any recommendations because I'm like, man, I wonder where I'll get started with all that. So thank you so much.
It's a great group of people. They'd love to have you.
Anybody else, comments? Okay, then we are going to move on to our next discussion item, which is our legislative issues and updates with Amy Atwood. Thanks, guys.
Hi, good afternoon. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So the pace has started to really pick up. The budget passed through the House last week. If you remember, we talked about that the budget is a 2-week process. Well, it's really a whole year process, but the voting happens over 2 weeks. So last week, it went through the House and passed through the House. And then this week, it will begin in the Senate on tomorrow or Thursday, and then be finished in conference committee by the end of next week. The budget has to pass before we see the School Finance Act. The money is parked in the budget, but it's actually spent through the School Finance Act. We do not expect to see, let me look at my calendar, we do not expect to see the School Finance Act until, at the earliest, the week of the 18th. It's likely the week, towards the end of that week. It could possibly come out the week of the 25th. But they wrap everything up on the budget before they introduce the School Finance Act. Something interesting of note this year is they're really trying to just have the School Finance Act bill be the School Finance Act formula, the school finance formula, and not Christmas tree the bill and add other provisions in it. Last year there were a lot of things that were included in that bill, and this year they're trying to be disciplined. Now, we have yet to see the bill, but the 4 sponsors have committed that they really don't want to do that. So that's a good position for us, in that any funny business, we at least don't think it will happen in the School Finance Act. We have commitments from the sponsors that they don't want to do that. So that's good for us. The state is awash with money. Right now they're trying to spend $1.3 billion in ARPA funds. And when there's more money, there's more infighting, honestly. It's easier when there isn't enough money. Each chamber has been allocated just $20 million for kind of really to just fight over on all the bills that are out there that didn't make it into the budget. So when I say the pace is quickening, we're also seeing a lot of bills starting to die because they weren't funded in the budget. They don't have a line item in the budget. So sometimes you'll see that bills will die in appropriations, and we'll see this week that they're amended into the budget. So a lot hinges on this week and next week, not just in education, but across the board. Education has been it's been quiet this year compared to other years. We do not anticipate anything major still to come out in education. Sometimes we're still 5 weeks out, so we could see major things come out, and we're not anticipating anything like that this year at this point. Are there any questions?
Anyone?
Nope.
Not right now, I don't think. Thank you, Amy.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks.
Sounds like it'll be interesting soon. So then we are on to our 22-23 school and program calendars with Suzanne.
Yes, thank you. We have attached all of our school calendars except for Pueblo Classical Academy that did not get it in on time. So please note that we will be discussing that one next month's board meeting. But all the calendars for the schools and homeschool programs have been reviewed and verified for minimum days and instructional hours. And so they are there for your review, and let me know if you have any additional questions.
Do we need to formally approve them?
We will be approving them next month, so this
Okay.
was just
Yeah,
the
it's
first
the read
look.
before.
Yep, perfect.
Okay, so then we'll move that forward for action next month, please, Annette.
Got it.
And then we are now, if anybody have any questions on those before we move to the next piece?
I was just gonna say, there are a few that had some religious holidays on there. Not sure why those needed to be noted, like Good Friday, Easter Sunday, so I'd recommend removing those dates from the calendars.
Thank you, I will take that back to the schools.
Yeah, may depend on what calendar thing you're using.
Oh, I used the template too.
All right, then we are ready for the student growth presentations with Jennifer.
Hello, everyone. Just going to share my screen here. All right, so this is information that you will see repeated in the quarter 3 scorecards, but we wanted to pull it out and share it with you this month so that you could see how the schools were doing on their fall to winter growth. So when we look at how the students are changing from fall to winter benchmark, we assess what % of students are scoring at the 50th percentile or higher. That's an indication of progress toward grade level change, so it's a really important metric. And you'll see the results for reading, mathematics, and writing for each school presented here. You can walk through one of these, and we can choose here Colorado Preparatory Academy Middle School, and you'll see that in reading they had 46% of their students achieving the 50th percentile or higher from fall to winter. In mathematics, they had 55% of their students achieving the 50th percentile or higher, and in writing they had 73% of their students meeting the 50th percentile or higher. Does anyone have any questions about this data, how it's presented, or the results within?
More so about how this is shared out with the schools, and if it's, like if Kendra and the team, you're asking them to come up with a plan or provide some insight about maybe why things have changed, or, you know, take some positives and be able to share them with other schools. How do you use that?
Are you asking Kendra? Did you wanna?
Jennifer, you or Kendra, I didn't know how this was shared out and how schools could, if they found it beneficial, and how they could use it.
Well, so we typically, when the scorecards come out, we share that information with them. I have not met with them yet on this data. We wanted to show it to the board, and I would definitely be willing to have a conversation with the schools. Some of the improvement planning conversations occur during site visits and following site visits, and this data would be utilized in those conversations. And some of the schools have upcoming site visits that we would be able to reflect on this information.
Are the interim assessments, NWEA?
So for some schools, it is NWA, for some schools, it's STAR.
Yeah, I agree that they really need to have pretty immediate feedback to be able to work on some of this, but it's really good to see the writing growth. It's pretty astounding in most of the schools. The reading is a little concerning to me, but I know that they have good programs going, but they sure could benefit from working together on it, so.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
I think that, do know that the reading and mathematics data is based on their benchmark or interim assessments. The writing data is based on their own homegrown writing assessment that they have developed, that has a rubric, and they also work to develop inter-rater reliability. So it is not a nationally normed assessment and could have a little bit of variation in the way that you look at it as compared to the reading and mathematics data, just so you know.
Does anybody have any further questions on this right now?
Kendra, did you have anything to add about how we're hoping to support the schools with this information?
No, that's about it. At this point in time, since we just got the data and we're just analyzing it, we haven't had discussions with the schools yet, but we will. We always take a look at it and figure out what interventions that they're doing for students. We also do that during site visits, which are happening now.
So then you'll kind of let us know later how you were able to use it, maybe? Once you've been able to have
Absolutely,
those
we can do
conversations.
that when we do first quarter scorecards in May board meeting.
Perfect. Thank you. Does anybody else have anything on this item? Going once, going twice. Seeing nothing. Okay, then we are on to the 22-23 board meeting dates, and Annette is presenting that.
I am presenting this as a place for a discussion about what works best with schedules. Was looking, we had been meeting the third Tuesday of the month, and then I believe we have two boards, of our member boards that are meeting on those dates, and we needed to change that, and so we changed it to the first Tuesday of the month, and that puts us, you know, usually very early in the month, so I thought, okay, maybe Thursday, the first Thursday of the month might be a little bit better, but it doesn't improve that it's really early in the month that much. So Tuesday or Thursday of the first week of the month, I believe 49 is the second and fourth, so we're trying to not give you more than one board meeting a week.
Right.
That was the goal, so that just left us with week one. So the discussion around that is there a preference of day of the week or any other ideas?
We also now have a quarterly work session scheduled on the third Wednesday of whatever month in the
So
quarter.
it's still better for you to do
Yeah,
this.
So
Tuesday or Thursdays works pretty good.
Tuesday or Thursday of the
At
first
the
week.
first week.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Does
Thursday.
Chelsea or Keith or Liz, do you have a preference between Tuesday and Thursday?
I prefer Tuesdays, yeah.
You prefer Tuesdays? Okay, we'll go.
Tuesday, yeah.
We'll stick with the Tuesday then, and I will bring that back for approval at the next board meeting.
Okay, thank you. And thanks for bringing it up so that people could weigh in again, because I know we've had to kind of flex it a bit this year. So our next item is also Annette, budget planning, which obviously will also still be bracketed by the fact that we don't have the school finance state budget yet.
Right.
So this will be quick.
This will be really quick. I'll tell you what I'm planning. This is how it starts, is I'm watching to see what the PPR rate will be for the next year. Looks like it's gonna increase about 8%. I won't know that for quite some time yet, several weeks yet. It looks like our early indications is that enrollment in our schools will be slightly higher than this year, maybe about a 6% increase. So not a huge jump, not a huge move at all. The one thing that we are reviewing as we go forward is that we're staying true to our goals, which are to bring on new schools and fund those schools before we are funded, so to have the financial reserves to allow for that, and also to extend loans, startup loans to our schools. So those are two things that we are we are putting in the budget and trying to improve each year. So it's early days yet. I will have a preliminary budget for next meeting and then a budget for approval at the June meeting.
Yep. And if, because of the state timing, there's a problem with getting something finalized for the first Tuesday in June, that can also be a special sometime in the month.
I'm gonna say that it almost
Will have to be,
be
given their
later in the
timing.
month.
Yeah, cause if you're not even getting the School Finance Act until the week of April 25th, you're,
Yes,
you know,
and I often.
they don't do us any favors by making it so that we have to approve it by July 1st when they're not getting their stuff together till May.
Yeah, I would like also to close May and have the results for another month as
Yeah.
well. So I'm gonna guess that we're probably gonna need to do a special meeting,
Okay.
not a long one. Just
Right, probably a 5-minute call in saying, okay,
Exactly.
yeah, it's, the final numbers are here. Because of course, we always can amend it after July 1st, it's just making sure we meet that statutory deadline of June 30th.
Are there any questions or suggestions for this planning period from the board?
I think you're doing amazing identifying the things to watch out for, and I appreciate it.
Okay, thank you.
All right, and then once the state gets their stuff together, then all of
Right.
a sudden you're gonna be running like a crazy person. All right, so we have finished that item. Next is other business for an executive session. So what we will do is make a motion to go into executive session, and then we'll take a 5-minute break, because during that, I believe, is just going to be board members, Mr. Miller and Ken, right, and Annette to report, correct? Am I on the right track there, Brad? So we'll need everyone else,
Yes,
to be
correct.
excused. So let's have a motion, please.
I move that we move into executive session pursuant to CRS 24-6-20402 4B to receive legal advice on specific legal matters pertaining to ongoing litigation.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, a vote?
Chris Bell?
Aye.
Rosendahl?
Aye.
Graham?
Aye.
Harris?
Aye.
Olivia Wright?
Aye.
Richard?
Aye.
Motion carries, and then we'll take 5 minutes to let folks who need to clear out.
Would you
So
say-
we'll be back at 5:13.
State the time.
Yeah, it's 5:08.